So, hello friends, we will start with the fourth chapter, that is India on the eve of British conquest. The first half of the 18th century saw the decline of the mighty Mughals. The reign of Aurangzeb proved to signify the beginning of the end of the Mughal rule in India. Though Muhammad Shah ruled for a long spell of 29 years, his reign witnessed the establishment of the independent states of Hyderabad, Bengal, Awadh, and Punjab. There were many challenges before the Mughals, which included both external as well as internal. In the absence of internal strength, the Mughals could not put a tough front against external challenges which came in the form of several invasions from the northwest. Nadir Shah, the Persian emperor, attacked India in 1738 to 39, conquered Lahore, and defeated the Mughal army. Later, Muhammad Shah was captured and Delhi looted and devastated. According to an estimate, apart from the Peacock throne and the Kohinoor diamond, 70 crore rupees were collected from the official treasury and the safes of the rich nobles. Ahmad Shah Abdali was elected the successor of Nadir Shah after the latter's death in 1747, invaded India several times between 1748 and 1767. In 1761, Abdali defeated the Marathas in the Third Battle of Panipat. The last of Abdali's invasion came in 1767. There were many weak rulers after Aurangzeb. Bahadur Shah I, the eldest son of Aurangzeb, became the emperor. He adopted a pacific policy with the Marathas, the Rajputs, and the Jats. Bahadur Shah I died in February 1712. With the help of Zulfikar Khan, Jahandar Shah became the emperor. Zulfikar Khan was appointed prime minister. He introduced Zara system to improve the financial condition of the empire. Jahandar Shah abolished jizya. Later, Farrukhshir became the new emperor. He followed a policy of religious tolerance by abolishing jizya and pilgrimage tax. In 1717, he gave farmlands to the British. In 1719, the Said brothers, with the help of Peshwa Balaji Vishwanath, dethroned Farrukhshir. Later, he was blinded and killed. Later, Muhammad Shah was throned. He was given the title of Rangila due to his luxurious lifestyle. Muhammad Shah founded the independent state of Hyderabad. In 1739, Nadir Shah defeated the Mughals in the Battle of Karnal and later imprisoned Muhammad Shah and annexed areas west of the Indus to the Persian Empire. During the reign of Alamgir II, the Battle of Plassey was fought in June 1757. During the reign of Shah Alam II saw two decisive battles, the Third Battle of Panipat in 1761 and the Battle of Buxar in 1764. He also issued a farman granting to the company in perpetuity the Diwani, that is, the right to collect revenue of Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa. During the reign of Akbar II, the coins bearing the names of Mughal emperors were stopped. Bahadur Shah II or Bahadur Shah Zafar was the last Mughal emperor. The revolt of 1857 had made a futile attempt to declare him the emperor of India. He was captured by the English and sent to Rangoon, where he died in 1862. So, what could be the reasons for the decline of Mughal Empire? Scholarly opinion can be divided into two broad lines, that is, empire-related and region-related. The process of disintegration of the Mughal Empire began during the reign of Aurangzeb, but it picked up momentum only after his death in 1707. The first reason is shifting allegiance of zamindars. Two classes shared the power of the state with the emperor during the medieval period, that is, the zamindars and the nobles. The zamindars were hereditary owners of their lands who enjoyed certain privileges on hereditary basis and were variously known as Rais, Rajas, Thakurs, Kuts, or Deshmukhs. Many local zamindars helped the nobility, the other powerful class within the empire, to take advantage of the weakness of the empire and carve out independent kingdoms for themselves. The next reason is Jagirdari crisis. Mughal rule has often been defined as the rule of the nobility because these nobles played a central role in administering the empire. Mutual rivalry, jealousy, and contest for power among the various groups during the rule of the later Mughals not only reduced the prestige of the emperor but also contributed to the decline of the empire. Third reason is rise of regional aspirations. Aurangzeb and after him Bahadur Shah I, by attempting to suppress the Rajput, spurred them to battle against the Mughals. The Rajputs no longer trusted the Mughals. The Marathas too were becoming a formidable enemy. By 1740, succeeded in spreading their influence over the provinces of Gujarat, Malwa and Bundelkhand, the Rajputs struggled against the empire and the growing ambition and power of the Marathas thus adversely affecting the Mughal mighty. The fourth reason is economic and administrative problems. The economic and administrative problems only multiplied following the death of Aurangzeb. The empire had become too vast to be efficiently administered by a centralized system when the rulers were weak and incompetent. At the same time, there were rise of many regional states. The states that emerged as a result of the decline of the Mughal Empire can be classified into the following three broad categories. The first one is successor states. These were the Mughal provinces that turned into states after breaking away from the empire. Though they did not challenge the sovereignty of the Mughal ruler, the establishment of virtually independent and hereditary authority by their governors showed the emergence of autonomous polity in these territories. Some examples are Awadh, Bengal, and Hyderabad. The second is independent kingdoms. These states came into existence due to the destabilization of the Mughal control over the provinces, examples being Mysore and the Rajput states. And the third one, the new states. These were the states set up by the rebels against the Mughal Empire, examples being the Maratha, the Sikh, and the Jat states. At the same time, there were many survey of regional kingdoms like Hyderabad, Awadh, Bengal, the Rajputs. The Rajputs tried to re-establish their independence in the 18th century. At one time, the Rajputs controlled the entire territory extending from the south of Delhi up to the western coast. Another important state to make its appearance in the 18th century was that of Mysore. This territory, located at the junction of the eastern and western Ghats, the Mysore state was brought under the rule of Hyder Ali, who ruled the state but not without trouble. Martandavarma established an independent state of Kerala with Travancore as his capital. He extended the boundaries of his state from Kanyakumari to Cochin. The agriculturalist Jat settlers living around Delhi, Mathura, and Agra revolted against the oppressive policies of Aurangzeb. His state included territories from Ganga in the east to Chambal in the south and included the Subhas of Agra, Mathura, Meerut, and Aligarh. Guru Gobind Singh transformed the Sikhs into a militant sect in defense of their religion and liberties. The credit for establishing a strong kingdom of Punjab goes to Ranjit Singh. Ranjit Singh brought under control the area extending from the Satluj to the Jhelum. He conquered Lahore in 1799 and Amritsar in 1802. Ranjit Singh proved to be an efficient administrator. He greatly modernized his army with the help of Europeans. Ranjit Singh died in 1839. His successors could not keep the state intact and soon enough the British took control over it. Under the capable leadership of the Peshwas, the Marathas uprooted the Mughal authority from Malwa and Gujarat and established their rule. But their authority was challenged by Ahmad Shah Abdali in the Third Battle of Panipat in 1761. The states of Rohilkhand and the kingdom of Bangash Pathans were a fallout of the Afghan migration into India. Large-scale immigration of Afghans into India took place in the mid-18th century because of political and economic turmoil in Afghanistan. Rohilkhand was the area of the Himalayan foothills between Kumaon in the north and the Ganga in the south. The drawbacks of these regional states were there were constant warfare between the states with the neighboring regional powers. In fact, these states were strong enough to challenge Mughal power, but none was able to replace it with a stable polity at an all-India level. The Jagirdari crisis intensified as income from agriculture declined. Though trade, internal and foreign, continued without disruption and even prospered, the rest of the economy stagnated. In the 18th century, India failed to make progress economically, socially, or culturally. Though agriculture was technically backward, it was worked by the hard labor of peasants. They were forced to pay exorbitant amounts to the state, the zamindars, the jagirdars, and the revenue farmers, but this worsened under British rule. Items of import from the Persian Gulf region include pearls, raw material, wool, dates, dried fruits, and rose water, and from China, tea, sugar, and from Tibet, gold, musk, and woolen cloth, and from Africa, ivory and drugs, and from Europe, woolen cloth, copper, iron, lead, and paper. Items of export included cotton textiles, raw silk and silk fabrics, hardware, indigo, saltpetre, opium, and rice. There were many important centers of textile industry which include Dhaka, Murshidabad, Patna, Surat, Ahmedabad, Varanasi, Lucknow, Agra, and Lahore. Maharashtra, the Andhra region, and Bengal were the leaders in shipbuilding. Indian shipping also flourished on the Kerala coast at Calicut and Ceylon. The Zamorin of Calicut used the Muslim Kunyali Marikars for his navy. The knowledge was confined to literature, law, religion, philosophy, and logic and excluded the study of physical and natural sciences, technology, and geography. Elementary education among the Hindus and the Muslims were quite widespread. The Hindu and Muslim elementary schools were called pathshalas and maktabs respectively. The education was confined to reading, writing, and arithmetic. Children from the lower caste sometimes attended the schools, but female presence was rare. Some of the famous centers for Sanskrit education were Kasi, Tirhut, Nadia, and Utkala, and madrasas were the institutions of higher learning for Persian as well as Arabic. The society of 18th century India was characterized by traditional outlook and stagnation. Though there existed a certain degree of broad cultural unity, people were divided by caste, religion, region, tribe, and language. Religious considerations not only kept the Sunni and Shia nobles apart but also the Irani, Afghan, Turani, and Hindustani Muslim nobles and officials apart from one another. Religious conversions occurred and caste proved to be a major divisive force and element of disintegration in the 18th century India. In the patriarchal family system in India, upper class women remained at home, lower class women worked in fields and outside their home, supplementing the family income. Certain outdated and exploitative social customs and traditions such as the purda, sati, child marriage, polygamy did exist which hindered the progress of women. The plight of the Hindu widow was usually miserable. The evil of dowry was especially widespread in Bengal and Rajputana. Generally, higher classes of Rajputs, Khatris, and Kayasthas kept women slaves for domestic work. The advent of Europeans heightened the slavery and slave trade in India. European trading companies purchased slaves from the markets of Bengal, Assam, and Bihar and took them to the European and American market. Abyssinian slaves were sold at Surat, Madras, and Calcutta. In the south, in Kerala, the Padmanabhapuram Palace, famous for its architecture and mural painting, was constructed. A distinct feature of the literary life of the 18th century was the growth of Urdu language and poetry. In South India, Malayalam literature flourished under the patronage of the Travancore rulers. Kanchan Nambiar was a noted Malayalam poet. The Tamil language was enriched by sitar poetry. In Sindhi literature, Shah Abdul Latif composed Risalo, a collection of poems. These are just some examples of literary works in regional languages. So with this, we comes to an end of chapter 4, that is India on the eve of British conquest. Hope you guys like this video. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment to my channel. Thank you.